So hey Scott, you wanted to talk about a no-self state.
Yeah, it's weird. It's as if this person that I'm used to being is just not there. It's like this density that I'm used to experiencing all the time is
Yeah,
gone, and I'm just in a sort of field of light, and yet it has some direction to it,
yeah,
and like I'll have an idea of something to do, and I'll just go do it, but it feels like a risky decision to step out of myself. I don't know. I've been doing spiritual stuff for a long time, and I never thought
I
it
feel
would be
like
like
that.
this. I always thought I would get something for myself, you know, like get enlightenment and get experiences and get this. But it's the opposite. It's like getting nothing and not having myself anymore. But it's way better.
Yeah, yeah, but it's totally different because everything that you'd ever imagined it to be was pleasure and a thing. It'd always been something.
Yeah, it's just nothing, and yet it's something. I don't know.
Is there a problem though with it?
No problem at all. Uh, I mean, there's fear of going further into it.
What are
For
you?
example,
Yeah,
I am totally addicted to video games,
yeah,
and I feel like keeps me it keeps me out of that state.
of playing video games.
Yeah, I feel like the part of me that doesn't want to let go can do things from the self that I'm used to I don't know, just talking about it, I feel sort of heaviness and kind of a sadness and like a paralyzing, heavy, mucky sort of fear. It's interesting. It's like there's a dark swamp that I'm in now. With a familiar feeling of myself, like a really old feeling from childhood of of aloneness
Yeah,
and and darkness and a sort of paralyzing terror. And it feels like me, like like I don't know why, but like when I first became me, this is the feeling. Hmm. I'm attached to this state.
yeah,
Something about it wants me to hold on to it. And I don't know why I wouldn't want to let it go.
yeah.
Because it sucks.
It's just,
But it's that,
it's like a
yeah,
habit.
yeah, I have it, and the terror is compelling.
Yeah,
It's compelling to believe it.
yeah,
If I let it go, if I move a muscle, wow, if I move a muscle, then I'll be seen and just annihilated.
yeah. And what seems to happen when that collapse is happening and when it's breaking through is everything becomes so sensory. You feel everything. So when that terror comes, like before it used to come as a deadness in the background, but then when it actually comes, it's really big. You really feel it.
Yeah, it's like going into a whole world.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a way, it's a fascinating world. I guess what I mean is I'm curious about the whole scenario.
It's only sensation, that terror. I know that sounds like a bit of a easy thing to say when you're not experiencing it, but it's only sensation. It's not real.
Wow. Yeah, as you say that, it's like a cartoon that I've written and that I watched, as intense as it is. I'm just having this sense of who I was when I was a little kid, and what it was like, and how that's continued on ever since in the subconscious.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like being music playing in the background, like when you're in a lift.
Yeah, constant music in the same song over and over and over again.
Like a horror film.
Fucking, yeah, very much like a horror film. Boy, I want to live in a horror film all the time. It's funny that just before I started to experience this, I was noticing these impulses to act that kind of came from light. And it seemed like they were coming from some place other than what I was used to. Like sitting at the computer and feeling this light and seeing light outside, and just very occasionally acting on that. And it felt totally different from any way I'd tried to live before. And it seemed like I started to go with that more often, almost in spite of myself. It almost seems like something took over my mind, or took some of my normal decision making and pushed it aside, and just kind of started to come in instead of that old self. Thanks for talking to me. This is really interesting.
That's a pleasure.
It's just funny how I mean, fuck, man, since I was 11, I've been trying to do something about my state of mind. I'm almost 50 now. And how funny that it's so opposite to what I was doing. And sad, too, you know, to be stuck in that state and try to do something from within it. And I could only stay lost, you know, even in all kinds of spiritual ways. I feel like something to do with my heart, like falling into a pit, but more in a conscious way. You know, like I have a little tiny voice in my heart that can barely be heard. And just underneath all this heaviness, like a whole world of this fleshy sort of heaviness. And I'm a little voice, tiny, tiny little voice all the way in the center of it. Like I am that voice. Sounds, I'm embarrassed to say it, but I just want to, there's a song I just want to sing from there. And it's really sad. You know, it's like the song of my life. I really want to be able to live. And the song isn't sad at all. The song is like, in that place in the heart is beautiful. Looks like all these colors of light coming out with the voice. And it's as if it, like a whole world comes out of that sound. A beautiful world comes out. Like there's some place in my heart that's, or almost that I am, that a world comes out of in this song, and it just comes out of there into existence. But it's sort of like it's a cartoon at the same time. Was that like the song of the Vedas. How do we sing a song from the deepest place of the heart that becomes a whole world? Is that what it is to have existence? It's love, and yet it's way different than love as I would normally mention the word. It is joy, but not associated with anything. It's like an act that in a way it's timeless, but it's not. It's right now. And it doesn't even, it sounds like rhetoric that I've been listening to, but it doesn't even exist. I wonder why it's the heart. Why is there a song of the heart? It's as if the heart is the center of everything. Or like it's the only thing. From there, life seems like a dream. A beautiful dream that has reality because it is what is. And I have to go to work.
Whereabouts do you live, Scott? I know it's somewhere in Canada, I think.
Oh, no, I live in Half Moon Bay, just south of San Francisco.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, your accent sounded really Canadian to me, but what do I know? Like a
Yeah. I know I have kind of a funny voice.
nice. Oh, that's beautiful listening to you.
With you, and then have the added focus to be able to experience something like that. Thank you so much. This is probably, probably it's the most beautiful thing that I've ever experienced.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you, Lisa.
Always
Thank you very
pleasure.
much.
Thanks, Scott. Bye.
Bye.